Hello everyone, myself Prashant. Hope you all are doing well. Today we will be discussing Article 33 and Article 34 of India's Constitution. Now, both these article comes under Part 3 of India's Constitution, right? Part 3 of India's Constitution. And Part 3 is all about fundamental rights. All the fundamental rights have been enumerated in Part 3 of our Constitution. So let's begin and discuss Article 33 and Article 34 of our Constitution. Article 33 says that there is empowerment to Parliament to restrict or abrogate fundamental rights. Abrogate means to revoke or remove, right? So here Constitution gives a special power to Parliament to restrict fundamental rights. Now there will be restriction of fundamental rights for whom? So it's for the members of armed forces, it's for the members of paramilitary forces, and it's for the members of police forces. So, in accordance with this Article 33, later on, Army Act came into force, Navy Act 1950 came into force, Air Force Act of 1950 came into force, and at last, Police Forces Act of 1966. So, all these four acts came through Article 33, right? Because Article 33 gave power to Parliament, and that's the reason Parliament enacted these four acts, and these four acts were for restriction of fundamental rights for the members of Army personnel, Navy personnel, Air Force personnel, and members of police forces. Now, let's move to the next slide and see Article 34. So, Article 34 says that there is restriction of fundamental rights while martial law is in force in any area. So, unlike Article 33, Article 33 is for the restriction of the rights of the army personnel, navy personnel, then air force personnel, right? Police forces, members of the police forces. So it's for this, it's for this type of citizens who are in army, navy, then air force, and in police forces. But Article 34 is for the common citizens, right? Common citizens. Common citizens' rights will be impacted when martial law is in force in any area. It says that Article 34 empowers Parliament to indemnify. Indemnify means like to compensate any government servant or any other person for any act done by him in connection with the maintenance or restoration of order in any area while martial law is in force. So, firstly, you should know what is martial law. So, when martial law is in force, that it affects fundamental rights, right? It affects fundamental rights. Then it suspends government. It suspends government and ordinary legal codes and ordinary legal codes. So, martial law is basically imposed to restore a breakdown of law in any area for any reason. So, when martial law is there, whatever act is done by any government servant that gets compensated, that gets indemnified, and where does this power comes? This power comes from Article 34. Now, here it is important to know the difference. I think I will have to mention it here. Martial law, one second. Martial law, and then there is this national emergency. I'm denoting national emergency through any. So, in martial law, fundamental right gets affected. There is suspension of government and law courts. Then it's in a specific area. Then there is no specific provision in constitution for it. No specific provision in constitution for it. That is why it is implicit. Implicit. Now, national emergency. So, national emergency affects fundamental rights and also center-state relation. Fundamental rights and center-state relation. Center-state relation. Then it can be imposed on three grounds. It can be imposed on three grounds. That is war, external aggression, or armed rebellion. It is national emergency is imposed either in whole country or in any part of it, right? And this national emergency is explicit in nature, right? Uh, Explicit means that there is detailed provision of it in the constitution itself, right? There is this article 352 for national emergency, then there is this article 356 for a state emergency, then there is this article 360 for financial emergency. So there is detailed provision. That is why national emergency is explicit in nature. Explicit, unlike martial law. Explicit nature. So this is the difference. It was important to highlight. That is why I have to add some extra information apart from Article 34. So I guess Article 34 concept is clear. Whatever provision is there, I have tried to make it clear. So thank you for your time. Thank you so much. Next, we'll be discussing Article 35. So yeah, thank you.